Greetings and salutations, fellow enthusiasts of both the business world and the art of unwinding. I'm Janis Francis with the Humble Crate Artisan Marketplace and Remax Connection, and I'm here with
Michele Cook from Body Ache Escape Massage Center.
we're your guides through the intriguing crossroads of cosmos and commerce. Sip, savor, succeed. Get ready to embark on a journey where entrepreneurship and enjoyment coexist, creating a symphony of wisdom and delight. We invite you to pull up a seat, sip on the essence of knowledge, savor the taste of success stories, and learn how to navigate the intricate landscape of achieving your aspirations. Regardless of whether you're a business maven, a creative spirit, or simply an inquisitive soul with a penchant for the stories behind success, you're in for a treat. Today, we raise our glasses to a truly remarkable guest, a luminary whose passion has become her livelihood. Prepare to be captivated as we introduce the sensational Jean Tully, the visionary behind an awe-inspiring photography studio, adored boudoir, and pearlescent portraits.
I met Jean at a National Association of Women Business Owners meeting. We call that NABO for short. We sat next to each other at one of the luncheons, and we realized that we lived only a couple miles apart from each other. So we became fast friends and we meet pretty regularly. Jean's journey transcends mere snapshots. It's a tale of transforming fleeting moments into eternal memories. Her studio is a testament to her impeccable eye for detail, artistic flair, and unwavering commitment to the craft. So, fellow adventurers, get ready to raise your metaphorical glasses as we explore cosmos and commerce, sip, savor, succeed with our delightful guest, Jean. Welcome, Jean. We're thrilled to have you as our guide through this exciting odyssey.
All right, welcome, Jean. It's so nice to get to know you and to meet you. Can you start by telling us a bit about yourself and how you got started in the world of photography? What inspired you to open your own photography studio?
Well, I have been a photographer since middle school. I did the high school yearbook, all that stuff. And then I took a break to have kids and had some other jobs, and then ended up falling back into photography and decided this is where I needed to be again.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Your studio offers a variety of photography types from boudoir to family portraits. How did you come up with the idea to offer such a diverse range of services?
Well, I started with boudoir. I was a single girl and I had met my now husband, and he has a wood shop in the basement where he makes little wood projects. And he and his dad always had the tool girl calendar hanging in their wood shop.
Hmm.
A girl in the bikini with the tools.
Yeah.
So for our first Christmas together, I decided that I was going to make my own calendar for him. And I had a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend who did boudoir photography. And I thought, okay, that would be fun. I'll do that and I'll make him a little calendar. So I did that, and I left that session just feeling amazing about myself. I was 45, and by that point you're not 25 anymore. And I think after a couple kids, you don't quite feel the way you used to feel. And I just felt great about myself. And I thought, I know the camera side, I just don't know the boudoir side of it. But I started doing it with friends, and eventually it grew into a business. And when you photograph a woman in her lingerie or less, and you get this bond with her, you make her feel amazing and you make her look amazing. And then she gets her daughter's a high school senior, and she's like, you made me feel amazing. I want you to make my daughter feel amazing. She's shy in front of the camera, or she doesn't like the way she feels, or she doesn't feel thin enough or pretty enough or tall enough or short enough, or whatever it is. I want you to make her feel amazing too. So even though my business was based on boudoir and glamour photography for women my age, it kind of parlayed into those people skills of making women of all ages looking and feeling beautiful. So they're very different, but it's still the same skill set.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Transitioning from one photography genre to another can be challenging. Could you share some insights into how you successfully manage multiple segments of your business?
It's not it's not really different. Every client is different, no matter which person you're working with, no matter what your industry is. Every person is different and you have to treat them different and act different with them. Some people are more bubbly, some people are more quiet, some need to be pulled out of their shell while others just burst into the situation ready to go. So there's no real difference.
Yeah. Okay. So many aspiring entrepreneurs struggle with finding their niche. How did you determine which photography styles you wanted to specialize in?
Well, the boudoir was just natural. I think every woman struggles with feeling like herself and feeling beautiful and feeling like she doesn't fit in with what the media tells her she needs to look like. Women with big breasts feel like their breasts are too big. Women with small breasts feel like their breasts are too small. We're constantly told we're not enough, we're not good enough, we're not big enough, we're not small enough, whatever it is. And I feel that, and I'm every woman I come in contact with feels that. So focusing on that genre to make every woman, whether it's glamour photography or headshots or boudoir or a high school senior, it's just building every woman's confidence so she can see herself in a positive light.
Yeah, I love that. So building a business takes a lot of effort. Can you walk us through some of the key milestones and challenges you faced while growing your photography studio?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I think it's all the same things that everyone faces. There's space. I have loved growing from a one room studio to a two-room studio to a four-room studio to now we're in an entire house. And I
Wow.
even have a parking lot, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
To finding people to help you, to finding the right fit. That's been a really big one for me. Finding honest people with integrity who have the same vision and want to build with you and not against you.
Among your various photography segments, which one currently contributes the largest portion of your studio's revenue? Could you share some insights into what has contributed to its success?
Well, boudoir is by far my biggest,
Okay.
at least 80%.
Oh, wow.
It's what I do the absolute most of. And word of mouth and referrals is how I have built almost my entire business. It's only been very recently that I've started actually doing any kind of advertising. It's basically creating a relationship one on one with each client and then walking her through the experience, giving her a great experience, and then having her spread the word of what that experience was.
Yeah, you can't beat word of mouth advertising. You can't beat that.
Yeah, those are the
Yes.
most loyal clients there are.
Yes.
Diversification can be a smart strategy. How do you balance your efforts to ensure that all your photography segments remain profitable and contribute to your studio's overall financial health?
Well, boudoir is pretty much my anchor.
Okay.
That's where my passion is. That's what I love. That's what comes easiest to me. That's my studio right now. The upstairs is all boudoir so that when a mom brings her senior in or a family comes in for portraits, you would never know from the first floor of the building that boudoir takes place there. It's all upstairs.
Okay.
So the entire second floor is dedicated to boudoir. And then everything else kind of fills in the spaces that we need, the the needs of those existing clients, my loyal client base. There was nowhere in Uptown Westerville that was doing pictures with Santa. And I was
Mm.
hearing from my clients, oh, yeah, we don't want to go to the mall. My clients tend to be busy, successful moms. And they don't have time to wait an hour and a half online at the mall to see Santa for 3 seconds. They want a little more personalized experience. So that's what we do. We do Santa in Uptown, and you have to have a reservation, and we have cookies and hot cocoa, and the kids can come and sit around and watch Santa for a while before they go up to him so that they have time to get to know him and know the experience. So I kind of just listen to my clients and fill the need for whatever I see at that moment.
Yeah, that's great. I know one of your segments, I think it's so cool. You do these movie sets where the kids and family can dress up and like hop into the movie set and you get pictures. You said
Yes.
the Barbie one is going on right now, right?
Oh,
Have you
Barbie is right
Oh,
now.
that's
yeah,
gotta be
have you
so big right now. Yes.
All of August has been Barbie. We have been doing between most weeks we've been doing 9 Barbie photo shoots a week.
Whoa.
It has been insane. We are completely exhausted. I don't like to do more than 2 photo shoots a day. That's kind of my physical and mental limit. And we try to just shoot on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays because I need a day in between to download photos and organize and start editing and categorize and do laundry because we supply all the costumes and the wardrobe,
Oh,
and
wow.
then the hair and makeup room needs to be sanitized and everything needs to be, so there's a lot in between shoot days to
Yeah.
get ready for the next shoot day. And so we've been doing 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Thursday, and 3 on Saturday, and
Whoa.
that is it's a lot for me because 2 is usually my limit per day. So
Yeah.
doing 3 a day every shoot day is a lot.
Guess you
Yeah.
can
That's
strike
awesome.
while the iron is hot though, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's popular right now, so
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
yeah.
And then we already started doing Christmas shoots
Oh,
for
Okay.
Christmas
our
cards.
first Santa shoot was last weekend.
Oh,
Oh,
So
wow.
we've got to
Okay.
get all the Barbies in before we
Where
we
Santa moves in.
yeah. I actually had to take the Christmas set down this morning so I could do a Barbie shoot this afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
What kind of world do we live in?
A Barbie world.
I guess
yes.
so, yes.
Yes.
All right. Looking at the future, if you were to put your nose to the grindstone and focus on one of your growing and focus on growing one of your particular segments, which one do you think would grow the most? Has the most potential? If you were just to focus on one, which one would grow the most?
I really am loving branding for small businesses.
Oh,
I I
Oh,
am loving working with entrepreneurs who either are just starting or are trying to grow their business a little bit and discussing what their brand is about. What are their colors? What is the vibe? What are they trying to convey? People think, oh, I'm going to do headshots, or maybe I'm going to do headshots and my product, and we're just going to post those on social media. But there is so much more. I talked to a water company the other day, and they're like, well, we think we want to put up some pictures of the water guy delivering the water, like the great
okay.
big, they're a water,
5 gallons over his
A
yeah.
shoulder.
jug. Yeah.
And I said, okay, so what are they delivering the water to? Are they delivering it to an apartment building? Are they delivering it to a tiny little cottage? Are they delivering it to a great big mansion? And he's like, well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I'm like, but it does matter. Because if you're delivering it to an apartment complex, you're saying that everyone can afford your water and that it's easily accessible. If you're delivering it to a cute little cottage with kids playing in the front yard, you're saying it's affordable and it's for families and it fits into a busy lifestyle. If you're delivering it to a great big mansion with a manicured front lawn, you're saying you're a luxury brand and maybe not everyone can afford you. So there's so much detail that goes in to those subliminal messages for
Yeah.
everything about your brand. It's not just show up and get pictures of your headshot. Even your headshot, what are you wearing? What are your colors? What jewelry are you wearing? How dark is your makeup? What does your hair look like? What is the background? What is the lighting? How dramatic is it? Is it natural? Are you outside? Are you inside? All of that tells a story. So
Man.
all of that needs detailed consideration if you want your brand to say what you want your brand to say. Are you wearing
Yeah.
fur? Are you wearing fancy jewelry? Are you simple? That says something.
Man. Maybe you need to take some headshots of me and Janis for this podcast.
Hey, there's a lot of prep that goes into it. What do you want those headshots to say
Yeah.
about you and your brand and what you represent?
Yeah,
And I
those
love
are very
figuring
good
that out
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
for clients
Yeah.
before we actually take the pictures.
That's
Snapping the
great.
pictures, anybody can learn that. Anybody can learn, put the light here, put the light here, set your camera at this, tilt their head, do this, do that, and you'll get a great picture. But what is that picture saying? That whole picture's worth 1,000 words. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
We
love that.
interviewed Ella Williams from Posh Tea Time, and she says in her dream world, she would have a brand photo shoot once a quarter.
Yeah.
Yes, I just started monthly subscriptions
Oh,
Okay.
for brand photos. So you pay monthly and so that it fits into your budget. And then you can either do your shoots monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. And then of course, you get more pictures if you do your photo shoots
Oh, that's a
less
great
often,
idea.
more often.
it is a good
But
idea.
so that you have social media content constantly. Like I just talked to someone today about headshots. If you're going to take your headshots now, don't come in a tank top, because in
Oh,
January when that picture is on your website, your blog, your social media,
yeah.
it's going to look like you have an outdated photo.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to wear something that's seasonally neutral so that when we look at your blog or whatever we're looking at, we don't feel like, oh, that's old. They haven't updated that in a long time. So it
Mm-hmm.
feels like you're current, you're fresh,
Mm-hmm.
you're relevant. So
Yeah,
those are all things to consider.
those are great
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Good point.
In your experience, what are some innovative or untapped opportunities within each segment that you think could drive significant expansion if pursued strategically?
Oh, there are so many. I never stop thinking about these things. There's so many. Branding is a huge one.
Yeah.
We are competing, every small business is competing constantly with a barrage of all the reels and TikToks and photographs. We're competing with all of that. You want to look authentic and natural, but you also need to look professional. If you're trying to run a professional business,
Yeah.
photography and videos are the first thing people are noticing about you. That's why videos and photos are more popular than the text. No one stops to read the text. They want to see the videos and the photographs. So if you can't catch them with that, with good looking visuals, you're not going to catch them. So I think the whole branding thing, I just think that is so untapped in so many ways. Everyone thinks, "Oh, I have this cell phone in my pocket. I'll just do these selfies myself, and I have it. I can do it myself. I can edit it on my phone." Yeah, maybe that works. Maybe that's great. But if you could relax and be in the moment and be your authentic self and not have to worry about where's your phone, you could get such better pictures and really represent your brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. So, Jean, over the years, you've achieved a remarkable success with your photography studio. What advice would you give an aspiring photographer who is just starting their entrepreneurial journey?
First of all, think twice. I see so many young photographers who think, I got a camera, I'm going to start a business. With any business that you start yourself, you eat, sleep, and breathe it. It's something you have to do around the clock. It's you get up in the morning and you start and you are doing it constantly. It You have to be marketing constantly, you have to be advertising and networking constantly. You have to be sharpening your skills constantly. Just you have to be committed to it and you can't give up. I mean, once a week I say I'm going to quit and go get a job at Amazon, but
Huh.
you can't.
It's
Got to be
yeah,
committed.
yeah. So balancing creativity and business can be tricky. How do you maintain your artistic vision while also meeting the demands of running a successful photography business?
Well, I do that Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Those are my creative days. On
Yeah.
those days, I go into the studio, I put on my photographer hat, and I go in and I'm creative. I meet the client and we talk about what they want and what their vision is and how they want to feel and what they want to see on their wall when we are done with this photo shoot. And then it's all about them. And then on my other days, I stay in my pajamas and sit at my desk at home and I put on my marketing hat and I answer emails and make phone calls and do all the business stuff. And I really do try to keep those two separate.
So customer satisfaction is crucial in any service-based industry. How do you ensure that your clients' expectations are not only met but exceeded?
That is a hard one. I think a big part of it is finding the right clients. It's hard to find the right people to work with because it's hard to fire any client. But I think you have to learn when is the right time to fire the client. When you're not a good fit, I had a really hard lesson this last week about a client I should have just sent away because we were not a good fit. We did not see things eye to eye, and I
Yeah.
should have just said no. But I always feel like I can do it. I can make her happy, you know. But I think that's a big part of it. It's
Yeah.
learning when your visions don't meet.
Yeah.
I I I can't make her happy because we just don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. Can you remember how many clients you've had to let go over the years?
It's not many. It really isn't. Mostly because I'm bad at it.
You just suffer through this painful interaction.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've got a great staff. I've got two really fabulous, amazing women who stand behind me and say that was stupid. We can't do that anymore. So we're slowly putting procedures in place. So they're helping me to say no. But I haven't said no much in the past, but it's going to start happening more.
Yeah. I've only had to
Yeah.
fire a couple clients in my real estate, and I've only had to let maybe one vendor go here. So I know what you're talking
Mhm.
about. You think you can please everybody. We're people pleasers. We're in business. We're trying to make everybody happy. And
Yes.
sometimes it's just doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can find success somewhere else. That's my favorite line.
There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
Write that down, Jean.
Running a business can be all consuming. How do you find ways to incorporate fun and relaxation into your busy schedule?
What's that? That's really hard because my business is my fun. I love what I
Okay.
do. I love every bit of it. I love the photography part, especially when I get a client that I really click with who I love her vision and it's not even about a person's looks. It's not about their physical features. It's about the way they move. Like that that is just what gets me. And when I get a client and I love the way their body moves, I can always tell if someone's been a dancer or a gymnast or a cheerleader because their muscles move differently. And
Hmm.
I just that's what gets me going. And I love I love all of it. I love photographing little kids. I love families. I love seniors. I love boudoir. I love all of it. And it's not work to me. It's even on my absolute worst day when I am like, I do not want to go to work today. Once I get there and the client walks in, I am on and I am all ready to go and I love my day.
No.
So work is my fun. My kids are all gone and out of the house, so it's just me and my husband now. So he kind of forces me because I feel bad when he's home and then wants to do something. I'm like, okay, I have to step away now. We He deserves that. He's worked all day and it's time for me to stop and go spend time with him because we don't know how many days we have left. So we have to take care
Really?
of those now.
Yeah.
Well, not only is your business your fun, but you have created these awesome trips for your business that you get to go on to these exotic locations.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a second.
We go to Jamaica each year and we shoot boudoir on the beach.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of our travel trips. We do that every October. And we have been going to one resort, but we're looking at switching that up next year and doing a different resort to kind of get a little bit different vibe. It's an all inclusive, so it's just a great trip. We do boudoir on the beach, boudoir in the hotel rooms, couples boudoir, doudoir for him, boudoir
Boudoir.
for her. And then at sunset, when everyone gets dressed up for dinner, we do couples portraits with the sun setting in the background while you're all dressed up and ready for dinner. So that's just amazing. And then you get beautiful pictures. I say it's travel with a photographer, travel with your own personal photographer.
That's so cool.
It,
That is so cool.
it's really neat. And
Yeah.
right now, I am planning a trip to Italy. So it'll be 10 days to 2 weeks touring Italy. There's a lady in Italy. She lives in Italy. She's planning the entire thing for me. We are going to go to the historic landmarks first thing in the morning before any of the tourists come out so
Yeah.
that we will be there almost alone each morning at a different tourist location like at the Coliseum
Yeah.
or wherever we are that day, and I will take beautiful morning portraits of each couple or individual at that location, and then we'll have a tour of that location, and then I'm hoping that we will have individual time during the day so that everyone can kind of go off and do their own individual things. And then we'll meet up for dinner. And then we'll have time in the evening for more portraits. And then everyone will have the opportunity to do again boudoir in their room somewhere in Italy along the way. We're going to tour vineyards. We're going to do all kinds of things.
That's
Oh.
amazing. That is amazing.
When are you going? When are you doing that?
I don't know. We're working on that. She wants us to go in 24 because 25 is the Jubilee in Italy.
Oh,
And
Will it be
everyone,
busy?
it's a pilgrimage,
Oh,
oh,
and people come from all over the world. And Italy is like completely packed, and all the prices go up.
oh,
okay.
And she says it's crazy busy. So it's either going to be 24 or 26.
Okay. So you want to get it done sooner than wait three
I would
years.
think so. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting. She's pulling all the pieces together and letting me
Okay.
know like travel cuz I want to hit a bunch of cities.
Yeah.
You know,
How many people do you think you'll have?
I don't have my notes. I think she said I needed like 5 couples.
okay.
Okay.
So like that's the
10 people.
minimum, which I think would be lovely. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
everyone could get to know each other and there'd be plenty of time to do lots of pictures with, everybody would get a nice set of pictures in the different locations.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
I
It
know, doesn't
does.
it? If you're going to go, why not have gorgeous pictures
Yeah.
from your
Yes.
trip?
To
Yes.
remember. Yeah. Well, I think we just found out how you keep your excitement alive in your work.
Yeah.
I
Oh gosh, I can't stop the ideas. They just,
know. I love meeting up with you because you're always inspiring me to think bigger and about more. So, could you share some of your favorite habits or rituals that help you stay focused, creative, and motivated throughout your day?
Lists.
You write it down.
I'm a list person. I love my
am too.
lists.
I am too.
Now,
I
here's
love
the big question. Do you write it on paper or do you write it in your phone?
paper.
Paper. I'm
You
a
don't
paper
get the
girl too.
you don't get the
Yes.
dopamine rush of crossing it out with the pen
Yes. I love
if
paper.
it's in your phone. Backspacing just doesn't give you the same rush
It
as
does not.
crossing it out with a pen.
Yes. I love it.
Yes. I still have a paper planner. Everything goes in there. Everything. I have lists for my lists. I drive my husband nuts.
Yeah.
That's
Good for
great.
you. My kind of girl. After immersing ourselves in the fascinating currents of your journey and uncovering the perils of wisdom you've generously shared, it's time to add a spark of levity. Jean, are you ready to step into the spotlight of our lightning round of fun questions? Get set for a whirlwind of quick-fire queries that will uncover even more about the incredible person behind the lens. Are you up for this exciting challenge?
I guess so.
Okay. So, what is the book you've most given as a gift or the book that has made the biggest impact on you?
Oh my gosh, there are so many. I love everything with Denise Duffield Thomas, and I'm going to meet her in
What?
January.
Oh, where are you going?
BobCon, Business of Photography Conference in Florida,
Oh,
Oh,
and I'm
cool.
going to spend the day with her. Isn't
Look
that
at you.
amazing? I'm so
that's
excited.
Yeah.
awesome.
And then, what's his name? Donald Miller,
Okay. The story brands.
Story Brands. Love everything he's done.
I saw him speak at one of the Tony Robbins
Oh, yeah.
business masteries that I did. Yeah. He's good.
Yeah, he's going to be at that conference too.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that was a
Maybe I
no-brainer.
should come with you.
Go that one. Yeah, it's all about business stuff. And I love that 3-month year.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
The 3-month year.
Is
The
it the
3
12-week year?
12-week. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
I've got it. You
Yeah,
can borrow mine.
it's about breaking your goals down into 3 months instead of
Oh,
saying this year I'm going to do this, because with 12 months you can be like, yeah, I'll get to that.
yeah. You can
With 3 months,
procrastinate a lot.
you've got to do it now
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
you only got 3 months to accomplish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's impressive that they made a whole book to say that.
And I think there's more than one. I think like that's his flagship book, but I think there's more than that.
The 12-week year for real estate. The 12-week year for
Yeah. For photography.
photographers.
Well, he's
For
got all kinds
massage.
of workbook, like worksheets and stuff in there that you're
Okay.
supposed to do.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. What purchase of $100 or less has most positively impacted your life?
What purchase of $100 or less? My planner.
That's what I thought you would say.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
What
my
planner do you have? Is it a
I
special one?
bought this one it's called See It Bigger. And I
Okay.
buy it at Walmart. It's like $8.
Oh,
That's a deal.
And it's a daily one. Like it
Okay.
has one page for each day.
okay.
Yeah, sometimes when I ask Jean if she can do something or get together, she's like, I don't know. I haven't turned the page of my planner yet.
I don't know until I turn a page, until I see what's going on tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
One
one
day at
day
a
ahead.
time. Yeah. I love it.
That's funny.
Jean, what is an unusual habit or an absurd thing that you love?
Well, I hate to peel the plastic off my electronics.
Oh,
My
Okay.
husband hates it. Like, when you get the electronics and they have,
Yeah. The static
I
cling thing.
I like to keep it on there,
you leave it on.
keep it clean. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Not killing my daughter when she was little. Getting my daughter to adulthood.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Most people do say they're kids, but not in that same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't kill them or you kept them from killing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your current passion project?
I'm working on this thing that I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a couple months. I want to do, right now, I do Nationwide Children's Hospital heroes.
Okay.
For like right now, I'm photographing them all for the Nationwide Children's Hospital Marathon. They have marathon mile champions. Each mile has a child champion.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this either, but they
That's
do.
cool. Yeah.
And I'm photographing the child as a superhero for their mile. And they're going to set up a booth, and then I'm
Aw.
going to make a banner with the child's pictures and their name and their hashtag and slogan and all that stuff on it, and then the hospital's going to print it and give it to them to put at their booth at their mile. So those are the heroes. I
Okay.
want to do that with veterans.
Oh, yeah.
So every day I'm kind of thinking about it a little more and more, like our our heroes are, and I'm thinking like I kind of would like to focus on the older generation. Like my makeup artist was kind of raised by her grandfather. Her parents died when she was younger, and he's a veteran, and he's fought lung cancer 3 times, and he's in the hospital again, and
Aw.
he was a veteran, and she knows he doesn't have that much longer. And I'm like, I would love to photograph him in his uniform, so you have this amazing picture of him, and then bring the family in so that there's a picture of him and then a picture of him with his family.
I love that
That's awesome.
idea. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and maybe a male and a female each month for
Okay.
2024.
Oh, so you can have like a calendar.
Yeah, and maybe have people nominate family members. That this is my thought every day.
Yes,
I'm
we do.
thinking of
Yeah.
this for
Like if
next
you have a
year.
veteran that you would like to have us feature,
Yeah.
contact us.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe have a website or a Facebook page where you could nominate people.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the details. I thought about this
Yeah.
last year, doing it for this year, and it's just something I'd really like to do.
I love
Have you ever heard of the honor flight?
Eggs?
I don't know exactly what happens during it, but I do know that some of my friends have been escorts for the veteran. They each have an escort because they're all older, so they need assistance. But they take the veterans to a specific location somewhere not too far away. I'm not sure where it is.
I think they go to DC.
Yeah,
The
the same
monuments.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the honor flight. They do it, I think, once a year, but that would be a good
Jason.
place to set up.
Yeah.
But you could have like what you're doing with Nationwide Children, setting up a station
Oh, yeah.
for that flight because usually they're all dressed in their
In their
gear.
uniforms.
Hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Brainstorming
I wrote
here.
it down. I'll look it up.
What is one skill you would like to master?
From my list of 500?
You probably do have that list in your planner.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things. Technology, when I started photography, we had film in the camera,
Mm,
and now it's all digital in Photoshop and Lightroom. I'd love to master Photoshop. I mean, that changes at lightning speed. There's updates every day. I don't know how I'd ever get up to speed on that. Advertising, Google advertising, Facebook advertising, though, I mean, those change pretty much daily too. I'd love to be up to speed on that.
yeah,
Do you
you and me
still
both.
develop? Do you know how to develop film?
Oh, yeah, when I went to college,
Yeah.
yeah, spent half my time in the dark room.
Yeah. I love it. Do they sell film anymore?
Hmm.
Do you have to get it online, or are there any specialty camera shops around?
Yeah, like the one Midwest,
Midwest.
they they have film, and they have a dark room, and you can take dark room classes, and you can go there and develop your film. And
Oh, I love that.
yeah,
Okay.
it's very different to shoot with film.
Oh, yeah.
It's very different.
Yeah, because you can't see right away what you're doing.
You can't see what you know. You have no idea what you're doing. When I
What
went
you
to
showing?
school, we would set the settings on our camera, we would take a picture, and then we would write down frame 1, all the settings on our
Lord.
camera.
Oh,
Because
wow.
otherwise, when you develop your film, you have no idea how'd you get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Like
now, when you take a
man.
picture and you download it to your computer, Lightroom or Photoshop tells you all the settings on your computer. This was at f1.2, 200, 1/200th of a second shutter speed. It tells you all that. But when you're taking a picture with film, once
Yeah.
you develop the film, you have no idea how you got that picture.
Like,
Wow.
oh, that one's really good. How did I get that?
Right. You have no idea. So you have to write it all down
Oh,
so that
man.
because when you're learning, you need that feedback of what did I set my camera at? How did I get that
Mhm.
picture so that I can do it again?
Yeah. So do you believe in the power of manifestation?
I'm trying.
What was your first job?
My first job, I was a professional ballet dancer.
Ballet.
What?
I love it.
No wonder you love to photograph the dancers.
Yeah, you can tell the movements. You can tell who's been a dancer. Oh, I love it. Where did you dance?
In New York City.
Wow.
Okay.
Impressive.
On the big stage.
Yeah. It was my life for 16 years.
Oh, wow. That is
That's
amazing.
wild. Yeah.
Did you ever meet Mikhail Baryshnikov?
I've seen him from a distance across the room, but never like shook hands or anything.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
World domination. At least Columbus.
That's awesome. Do you have a pump up song?
That Panic at the Disco song, something about Mama Told Me. I love that song. The very first photo conference I ever went to, when I was just starting out and decided, okay, I need to do this to learn what the heck I'm doing, like as a business, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew the camera thing, but I didn't know how to run a business. So the very first photo conference I ever went to, when they opened the ballroom doors for the opening speech of the conference, that's what was playing. And the lights were flashing and the whole thing. So that's just
Nice.
always what I think of.
So it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a trigger song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, it was blaring loud and the room was dark and there were lights flashing. And it was like, okay, we're doing this.
oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
That's called an anchor, by the way. That song anchored you to that moment.
Since we are called Cosmers, what is your drink of choice?
Espresso martini.
Oh,
Ooh, fancy. I don't know if you'll find that at Prost.
No, probably not.
That's where we meet
they
with
just
our
have
little
beer and
group.
wine. Don't they just have beer and wine?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I love red wine is what I drink every night. But
Okay.
when we go to Jamaica, espresso martinis, they have an espresso bar and
Oh.
you get the espresso made and then you walk it over to the bar and they make you a fresh espresso martini.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And it's wonderful because alcohol makes me very sleepy. So the
Oof, excuse me.
martini, the
It levels you out.
Balance. Perfect balance.
just keeps me going.
Would you rather have the ability to freeze a perfect, candid moment in time, capturing the raw emotions of your subjects, or have the power to transport yourself to any location in the world, instantly giving you the most breathtaking backdrop for your photo shoot?
I guess being transported, the emotion, maybe if I was a wedding photographer or something like that, the
Okay.
emotion would play more into it.
Yeah.
My portraits are more about making women look and feel gorgeous. And that takes a little more turn your face this way, drop your shoulder. It's a little more planned and specific than running around catching the emotion of the father of the bride crying as his daughter walks down the aisle. That's not quite so much. That's not really what I do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Finally, what is next for you? Are there any exciting projects or ventures on the near horizon that you'd like to share with our audience?
It's really Italy. I'm working on that. And I also do local locations. Like we go to Landel's Mohican Castle once a year and we do boudoir at the castle. And I'm always looking for new locations to go to. And whether it's for boudoir or something else, I get bored really, really easy. So once I've done it. I don't want to do that again. Like even Barbie, I'm kind of like, okay, we've been there, we've done that.
Done with Barbie.
We've done a whole month of Barbie. Let's now we're moving on to football boudoir. We have a
Okay.
backdrop that looks like an empty football stadium with the lights, the bright light shining down. We have AstroTurf floor, and next week we're starting football boudoir.
Nice.
Time to move
Well,
on.
if somebody wants to book Italy or a boudoir shoot with you, should they find you? Tell us your various websites or email.
My boudoir website is adoredboudoirphotography.com. My regular portraits are pearlesqueportraits.com. And those are both on social media too, if you want to see if I am good or not. And then my email is jean@pearlescentphoto.com.
And that's JEAN.
And then I have my phone number 740-251-3472.
All right.
What's your
Let's see.
studio address?
I am at 43 East College Avenue in Westerville.
Okay. Okay.
I think I know the exact house she's in. I haven't been there yet.
Yes.
One day soon. She also does this really, really cool thing where she takes family portraits at the Ohio State Stadium.
Yes.
Oh.
We rent out the entire stadium and then we do
wow.
pictures on the field and
Oh,
in the players' tunnel and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like man's dream come true, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Let's do-
Before we wrap up this captivating episode of Cosmos and Commerce, Sip, Savor, Succeed, I want to extend a sincere and heartfelt thank you to our remarkable guest, Jean Tully. Jean, your insights and experiences and vibrant personality have added a layer of depth and inspiration to our podcast that we deeply appreciate. Your journey through the diverse segments of your photography studio and the wisdom you've shared are invaluable to both budding entrepreneurs and seasoned business minds. We're truly grateful for your openness in delving into your world of creativity, entrepreneurship, and joy. Thank you for being the guiding star of today's episode, Dean. Here's to your continued success and to the shared pursuit of sipping on knowledge, savoring life's moments, and ultimately succeeding in the most fulfilling ways. Cheers.
If you're eager for more conversations that blend the flavors of life, business, and the perfect concoction, make sure to visit our website, cosmosandcommerce.com. There you'll find all the previous episodes, exciting updates, and a chance to engage with us directly. Keep those glasses raised to success, keep dreaming big, and until next time, cheers to your journey in both the cosmos and the world of commerce. Goodbye for now, and remember, every venture is a step closer to your own unique recipe for success.
See you next time.
Thank you.